Hari Om everyone, welcome to this class on Ishavasya Upanishad. We'll start with the chanting first. I'll chant at my end, you can chant at yours. Om Sahna Vavatu Sahnau Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Gananam Tva Ganapatigam Havamahe Kavim Kavinam Jeshtarajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspata Anashrinvannusibi Sadhanam. Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha. Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada. Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwara Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We'll chant the text also. With the Shanti part of the text. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. So I'll repeat again. Don't run away. This is not the end of the class because we are used to using this at the end, right? But this Upanishad has this Purnamada mantra, which is not necessarily the end of an activity. Of course, it is there for a lot of activities. Most of the homas that we do, they end with this. So we'll just chant the first mantra of this Upanishad. Then we'll go ahead as we see them. Ishavasyam vidagam sarvam yatkinche jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha magridhu kasya suddhanam. Ishavasyamidagam sarvam yatkincha jagatyam jagat tena tyaktena bhunjithaha magridhu kasya suddhanam. So this is a very important Upanishad in the series of Upanishads. It is usually studied towards the end of any Upanishadic study because this is considered one of the more difficult Upanishads. It has like only 18 verses, and within that it has to tell you everything. So a lot of things are assumed that you already know, and it is usually for those who have at least studied one Upanishad earlier. So that is why it has a very different line of approach, and it is what I will call a very purely Vedic Upanishad. Reason being, it integrates the approach of karma and jnana. So other Upanishads, not necessarily, they also have the same text, but because one of our most used common philosophies is Advait Vedanta. So in Advait, we tend to focus more towards sannyas and less towards the grihastha aspect. But since most of the people here are grihastha, we will be covering that angle also, right? Because let me start this class with a question. Let me ask you. I think some of you have studied the Upanishads, so you would have seen that the main thrust is that to understand your true nature, that I am infinite. I have come into this world due to my ignorance. अपने अज्ञान के कारण मैंने जन्म यहाँ लिया, and because of that I have to get out of this cycle of birth and death, and therefore I will want to move out of this cycle and reach my true nature. So that will be for a short period when I am enlightened, and then when I leave the body, I will be liberated. So that leaves you with nothing actually to enjoy in this world. So actually, if I ask you, how would you prefer to live your life in this world? How would you want to live every moment in this world? Can anyone attempt to answer? आप कैसे जीना चाहोगे? Let us assume that you don't have this knowledge, or you don't have this, don't have Atma Jnanam or whatever. How would you like to live out the rest of your life?
Happiness.
Yes, right, happiness. That is the keyword ना. हम खुश रहना चाहते हैं. We want to be happy all the time. So in Vedanta also there is a term for that. Nirankush Ananda. है ना? Un uh, unstopped joy. Our joy should be infinite, right? Without any kind of modification. So, and second thing is, we can never sit without doing anything. है ना? कभी बिना किए कुछ नहीं कर सकते. So we want to enjoy action also. हम कर्म को भी enjoy करना चाहते हैं. We don't want to give up action as most of the approaches will say that you must give up action, karma. So the beautiful thing about this Upanishad is it integrates both aspects. Do your action, do your karma, but do it with enlightenment. Do it with knowledge of your vision. अपने स्वरूप को जानते हुए कर्म करो. Do karma by knowing your true nature, so that even while doing karma, you are never trapped. Right. So just get back to the text here. So Ishavasyam idagam sarvam. So everything is pervaded by the Lord. Isha is Ishwar and Isha is Tritiya Vibhakti. So it means by. Say. Karta ne karm ko karan se. So that is Tritiya Vibhakti. So there Isha means by everything is pervaded by the Lord. Vasya means in a way cloth. To cover something with a cloth. जैसे हमने वस्त्र पहना है ना. वस्त्र is वास्य. Vasya comes from vastra. So I clothe myself. And in another meaning, it also means vasati service में, something that penetrates or lives within everything. जो सब में रहता है, whatever lives in everything. So that is an all-pervading Lord. जो सब में से जा रहा है, हमारे अंदर से हमारे चेतन रूप में, in the form of consciousness, it is going through all of us, right? So that is the nature of the Lord, which is expressed over here, infinite, going through everything. And then it adds two more words. Idam sarvam, it is pervading to everything that you know. Yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Every little speck of the universe. कोई भी ऐसा पार्ट छोड़ना नहीं है. So it has specially added the words Yat kinch jagatyam jagat. Anything that is there in the world. Jagatyam jagat, two words, similar meaning. Why? Because jagat means the whole universe. And actually jagat means what? Something that moves, something that changes, right? So Jagat is something. So Jagatyam, everything that moves, Jagatyam. So it is in the sense of the movement that is going through all the time in every atom of this universe. So because this movement is happening, even though that movement is there, the common thing between them, which is unmoving, which is very very stable, which is never changing, among the changing or the changeless within the changing, that is the Atma. That is the Atma. That is Ishvara, or you can say consciousness, or we take it in a more wholesome sense: existence, consciousness, bliss. That is my true nature. Right. So we learned in the last class, we looked at understanding of consciousness, right? That this consciousness has no shape. It has no shape. So in this way, this consciousness is infinite. So how do I equate that consciousness to the highest reality, to Ishwar, or we can say Ishwar without any attributes, Brahman? So how do we do that? First, we understand the nature of consciousness. Okay, kaisa hai? What is this consciousness? So if you remember from Tattvabodh also, we saw the five essential conditions of consciousness. So what is that? Consciousness is not a part, product, or property of the body. Consciousness is not a part, product, or property of the body. So that means we can take an example of electricity that is flowing through a fan or a bulb. So just like that, electricity is not a part of the bulb or part of the fan. It is not even a product of the fan or product of the bulb, and it is neither a property. So why can't this consciousness not be a part, product, or property of the body? Because we have learned about the nature of consciousness. Consciousness has no shape, and it cannot be a part. So if something has shape, किसी का भी आकार है, anything has shape, like this mobile has a shape, so it is limited to that shape. उससे बाहर नहीं. So that means the consciousness would be limited to that part of the body, right? And so the other parts of the body would not be conscious. बाकी तो नहीं. So my hand would be moving, my feet cannot move, or my nose can smell something, but my ears can't hear. Does that happen? No. Every moment, every fiber of our being is pervaded by this consciousness. कहीं भी ऐसा नहीं है जहां ये चेतना पहुंचती नहीं है. This consciousness, there is no place where it is not available. So it cannot be a part. It cannot exist in a certain section of the body. So, and it cannot be a product of the body also. A product means what? That the body is making that consciousness. So चेतना को शरीर बना रहा है. So if body was in manufacturing that consciousness, like a lot of modern science also says that consciousness can come about. Consciousness can come about by. So consciousness can come about by the interaction of mind and matter. So if that were possible, then the body would be able to manufacture consciousness anytime. It would never die. We would be always eternally alive, right? So that means it cannot be a product of the body also. And then it cannot be a property of the body also. What is property? A property of anything is something, जिसको हम कहेंगे गुण. A property is something that is always there. So if fire is there, fire is always hot, right? So that is the property of fire, right? Or fire has another property, that of form, roop. So that is the property of fire. So if consciousness were a property of the body, then again same logic we can apply. The consciousness would never leave the body. It would never, the body would never die again, right? So it's not a part, product, or property of the body. So that is the first principle of consciousness. Then secondly, consciousness is an independent principle that pervades and enlivens the body. Consciousness is an independent principle that pervades and enlivens the body, right? Because it is separate from this body. Obviously, we have established that if it were part of the body, then it would not be available to us at the time of any other part. If it is there one part, then not in other part. So it is an independent principle that pervades and enlivens the body. उसके कारण शरीर जिंदा है. And the body is alive because of that. So consciousness is therefore independent entity. Now, if it is an independent entity, what does follow from that? What follows from that? Consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. So it's not limited. How can you tell? How can you tell? Can you know something that is far away from the body? You can, right? So whatever distance be there, wherever your sense organs can reach out to, your consciousness can tell that this object is there, this is its form, this is its nature. Our consciousness can tell. So that information consciousness can gather from anywhere in the universe. Wherever I can take my body, it will know that. So that means consciousness is not limited by the boundaries of the body. It is going beyond the body also. So it is not limited, right? Obviously, it also follows from the fact that it has no form. उसमें जब आकार नहीं है, so we cannot put a boundary. So that brings us to that this consciousness will continue to exist. The fourth property, consciousness will continue to exist after the body is gone. शरीर चला जाएगा, चेतना फिर भी रहेगी, right? It will be there. Only the manifesting medium is not there. The body is not there, so you cannot know that it is there, right? Just like if you electricity is flowing through the tube light or the bulb, right? And it is there, but unless you put on the switch, it will not glow. Or if you take off the bulb, electricity or is still flowing through the wires. So consciousness will be there even after the body is gone, right? Even when the body is not there, it will be there. And then it is always the experiencer and never the experience. आप चेतना को जान नहीं सकते. It is always the experience. So this means that I am different from what I experience. That is the rule. And if we remember the Vedanta rules, we use them. In that, one of the rule is I am different from what I experience. So that is there in a separate text also called Drig Drishya Vivek. You can look up in your spare time. So Drig Drishya Vivek says that I am different from what I experience. So I, the soul, the Atma, am different from what I experience. That means everything that I experience is not me. Even this body, I say my body, है ना, मेरा शरीर. So this is not me. I am not the body. This mind, I also say my mind is tired, my mind is exhausted, and so on. So that means my mind. It is never. Then again, I say the same about my sukshma current shari, the causal body, my vasanas, all my desires, my hidden desires, they reside in the part of the body that we call the very, very subtle causal body, which is the cause for our janma. All our desires are the cause for our birth in this universe. Right? So in this way, this consciousness we can easily understand to be as infinite. Then same thing, we apply the same five rules to existence, right? Existence. So existence is anything that you can see. It will have the essential nature of existence. So my body is, so isness is there. Isness means existence is there. My body is, this table in front of me is, this space in front of me is, anywhere you go all over the universe, you just see everything that you see, it will have a name and form. Name and form. That will separate one object from another. So this table has a name and form. It has a shape. This laptop has a shape. So because they have different shape, they separate from each other. Right? But what is common? Existence. Satta. Sat. Existence. So existence is also there. Right? And then because this existence is there in every place that you can imagine. कोई भी ऐसी चीज आप इमेजिन नहीं कर सकते जिसको आप कह सकते हो नहीं है. There is never anything that you can say not is. So in this way, this consciousness and existence both are infinite. Both are infinite. Existence also extends infinitely in all directions, and it will be there even if there are no directions. Right? So that means existence is also infinite. And that is also my nature, because I always know that I exist. This is something that will never leave me, right? So this Isha that we are talking about now, this has the third important aspect of Anantatvam, infinite. So that infinite, we use another word for that, Ananda. Why we use Ananda? Ananda is joy, the way we understand. But Ananda is usually joy that we, for us, it is the worldly joy. The worldly joy we get on attaining an object. So we desire some object. We desire some object. The moment we attain it, we get a kind of joy. Right? But if I am infinite, that means there is nothing outside of me. Everything is within me only. Right? So if my consciousness, which is my true nature, is infinite, and I am also of the nature of existence, that means that it is all the things that are there that I see as separate from me, they are actually within me only. So that means my nature is also Ananda, of infinite, ceaseless, boundless joy. That is called bliss. We saw this word in the last class also, right? So that bliss is also my nature. So now, when we have understood these three, can there be more than one infinite? Can there be more than one infinite? No, because they would both limit each other, right? They will both limit each other. So that means we see Sat, Chit and Anand, existence, consciousness and bliss as separate things, but actually they are one only. They are the soul itself expressing as three different natures, right? So therefore the soul is infinite. Now this soul is not having any shape, name, any name or form or shape. Then how are we seeing this world? How are we seeing this world? Right? So that is expressed in the form of this soul as the infinite Lord. It manifests all the world through its power or Shakti that we call Maya. So Ishvara has, if we understand from the highest level, Ishvara has three aspects. The highest is Purusha. Highest is Purusha. Purusha is beyond name and form. It is, but yet it contains all names and forms. It can never be given a name actually. We just use the Purusha as indicative, but Purusha means that infinite essence which is beyond the reach of my sense organs. And that is the infinite Purusha that again contains two aspects. उसके दो स्वरूप हैं. It has two aspects. One is the saguna, the capacity to manifest name and form, saguna, with gunas, with properties. And the other aspect is nirguna, the one we say that we go beyond name and form. So that is nirguna. But both are in fact complementary to each other. They all merge in Param Purusha. They all merge in Param. Within that Param Purusha is that. Because if I say I am Nirgunam, that means I am not Saguna. I am again limiting myself. Right? So most people understand Nirguna as the highest, which is not strictly correct, as the Upanishad will also tell us again and again when we see. Right? So that highest essence is actually Sagun and Nirgun both. We can never say limit ourselves to one. And that is the secret of how we have to enjoy our journey in this life. How? So now this Saguna has manifested the world. It is manifesting the world, right? So this world is consisting of names and forms, which it does by its name, Shakti or power or energy, which we call Maya. So that Maya, when it combines with this Saguna Brahman or Saguna Brahma, that Maya, that name we give to that Sagun Brahman there, Sagun Brahman with Maya is Ishwar. That is the Isha of this Upanishad, right? And in its highest aspect, you can consider it as Purusha. So the three aspects, the Purusha, Nirgun Brahman, Sagun Brahman. Nirgun and Sagun all merge in Purusha only. Right? So this Purusha has manifested the whole worlds of names and forms. जितने भी planets, universes, all different infinite universes that are possible, it has manifested. How does it manifest? It manifests through its law, which is the rule, or we call it rhythm in Vedic language. There is rhythm, the flow of the universe, the rhythm of the universe, the rules of the universe. By those rules, everything is then manifest. And then whatever rhythm manifests, it acquires a truth of its own. That is called Satyam. Satyam. Whatever rhythm is manifesting in the world and has the essence of that very Brahman, its essence is coming from that Brahman only. So without Brahman, the world will not be there. You take out Brahman, world will not be there. If there is water, there will be wave, there will be ocean. You take out the water, there will be no wave, there will be no ocean. Right? So whatever is the material cause, as long as it is there, then other things will be there. I have beautiful ornaments. I have earrings, I have a necklace and so on. But if what are they composed of? Gold. I take out the gold of them, will they remain? No. Right? So same way, Brahman is the cause of each and every. So yat kincha jagatyam jagat. Every single thing that you can ever imagine is pervaded by this Lord. Right? So now this Lord has manifested the whole universe at the total level and at the individual level. So individual are we beings, right? Different beings. So how is that? Because if for the Lord is truly infinite, agar wo sach mein anant hai, then it will contain all finites also within it. Otherwise, it won't be infinite, right? So therefore, Ishvara can manifest all the finites. That means within Ishvara are infinite number of beings that we call Jivatmas. So what is Jivatma? Jivatma is not separate from that Paramatma. The Jiva is the same as the consciousness, but that consciousness, when it loses its sight of its true nature, when it thinks of itself as finite, then that consciousness takes on a body to fulfill its desires, right? So therefore, it is the Lord only, it is Ishvara only who is manifesting this world for his enjoyment through the different beings. But the beings themselves, they are in ignorance. They don't know their true nature. Why? Because when this consciousness is functioning through a body, then it thinks of itself as the body. So we get that mistake from the day we are born, right? That is why we say that once we are born, we are born into pain, dukkha. Why? Because this birth has come from kamna, from the union of man and woman. from desire. And anything that is born out of desire will have the nature of desire. So whatever is the cause will inhere in the effect. जो भी कारण है वो उसका जो भी उस कार्य है उसमें उसका असर रहेगा. वट एवर इज कारण इज द कॉज, कार्य is the effect. So whatever be the property of the cause, that will have the same properties will be there in the effect. So because we are born out of this ignorance or born out of kamna or desire, we will have all these problems that come with kam, krodh, lobh, moh, all the different vices that come from our not knowing our true nature, right? That is why it is said that when you become a dvija, you are born again. So when you do a sanskar, so when you are given knowledge, right? So at the time of Upanayan sanskar, the guru whispers the Gayatri mantra into your ear, and that Gayatri mantra is revealing your true nature. And once your true nature is known to you, then you realize you are infinite, and then becomes your life becomes a different journey. Your life becomes different journey. Till then we are all Shudra. Till then we are all Shudra. Shudra means what? Shudra means simply someone who is trapped in Kam, Krodh, Moh. That is Shudra. Someone who cannot go beyond. So we are all Shudra. And till we don't get knowledge, we are all Shudra. So that Kam, Krodh, Moh, anyone who overcomes, how can you overcome? Through knowledge. So therefore, this knowledge, when it is available to us, then only our true life begins. When I realize that I am infinite, I have just taken this shape to fulfill the vision of the Lord, to give him his enjoyment. So I am living the Lord's enjoyment through me. Then I will have the way to live my life in the best way possible. So how is that expressed in that? First of all, we have to remember, how does the Lord manifest at the individual level? We have the three levels. Sthul Sharir, that is the gross body for the enjoyment of our desires. Second is the Sukshma Sharir. Sukshma Sharir, you can simply for now say mind, right? You can simply say mind. And so that actually it is 17 components we saw in Tattvabodh. Man and Buddhi, then Panch Pranaha, 5 prana, then Panch Jnanendriya, the 5 sense organs of knowledge, and Panch Karmendriya, the 5 sense organs of action, right? So they help us, they become the instruments to enjoy the world. The body becomes the Bhog Ayatanam, where we can enjoy, and the mind becomes the instrument for enjoyment. And what enjoyments will come our way, that is decided by the causal body, Karan Sharir. So these are the 3 bodies that we are born into. So this is the we can say threefold manifestation of the Purusha as into our lives as this body, right? So through this body we come to enjoy this universe. We have come into this universe because we have different desires. We have so many varied desires, but our desires or our enjoyment of those desires is limited by the scope of my body, by where my body can reach, how much action my body can do. But once I have the knowledge that this body is just a shape, and all the other bodies that I see, they are also a shapes, and they are no different from me, then begins the true journey of entering into the real enjoyment. So we'll just look into the verse first. So we are clear so far that Lord has manifested the whole universe as well as these bodies. This is the Saguna Ishvara. So Ishavasyam idam sarvam yat kincha jagatyam jagat. So here we have understood clearly that Lord is pervading every fiber of our being. That means everything is the Lord himself. Just different shapes making it appear like so many different beings. So now the secret of enjoyment. Tena tyaktena bhunjita. Ten is also Tritiya Vibhakti. So ten is what is being used for Ishvara, Isha. So whatever Ishvara has given to us, tyaktena bhunjita. Bhunjita is to enjoy. Bhunjita is to enjoy. But how do we enjoy? The main key word is tyaktena, tyagpurvak, by the sense of leaving our desires, letting go of our desires. So once we let go of our desires, we let go of our sense of limitation, let go of a feeling that I am this limited, this being, then I can start to enjoy truly everything. So what does that tyag purvak mean? Tyag purvak means enjoying everything that is required by my body, right? So that means tyaktena bhunjita means to enjoy everything only as per my requirement. Don't overeat, don't oversleep, don't overdo any kind of things. That is the way to enjoy the world. That has the sutra that has been given. So in the Veda, there are two we call sentences which tell us what to do. So one is the Vidhi Vakya and other is the Nished Vakya. Right? So you can write that down. Vidhi Vakya and Nished Vakya. So the Vidhi Vakya tells us what to do, right? And Nished Vakya tells us what not to do, right? So here this is a Vidhi Vakya. This is telling us how to do. So to enjoy everything in the best sense. So like let us say if we are going to a party or going to a marriage ceremony. So like here in Assam also we usually serve. That's not like in other places like in north side you can say so there they will just put a buffet and everyone can pick up. So here we like to serve every person. Everyone is given that. So when you are being given that food, if you just take too much, in the end you'll end up throwing it away, right? So you must take only that much that you need. You should tell the person, of course, who is serving you, he will try to give you max so that you don't go hungry. You don't go back hungry. So tyaktena bhunjitaha. Enjoy, but tyag purva, right? So this will apply to two things. Things that we have and things that others have, right? Things that we have and things that others have. So here we use a very key principle that is used in Tyaktena Bhunjitaha. Tyaktena Tyag is what we call tapasya. तपस्या पूर्वक तपस्या पूर्वक हमें हर चीज को एंजॉय करना है त्यक्तेन एंड भुंजिता इज भोग टू एंजॉय सो त्याग एंड भोग what should be our ratio so for the objects that we have we should always be using those objects because they are available to us they have been given to us because of our karma phalam. Whatever actions we act whatever karma we did in our past days or in our past life they have come in the form of karma phalam and they are available as the objects that we have. So there also we have to remember that everything that has come to us, every single thing that has come to us, it has come to us through the blessings of so many people. Even a small bowl of rice that I have and I'm going to eat, it has come to me because there was the devtas were giving good rain, because the seed was planted at right time by the farmer, because it was tended to by his family so for so long, and then it was harvested by them. It was then taken to the granary and then it was processed and then transported to my place and so on. You can go and so every smallest thing that you enjoy is a product of the nature, prakriti that brings it to us with the involvement of so many people. That is where my vision comes in handy. This vision, when I see everything pervaded by the Lord, then I am able to offer back to others also. I see no one as separate from me. That is called samatvam. Samatvam. Samatvam is seeing everything pervaded by uh, that infinite consciousness. So samatvam, lot of people make a wrong assumption that samatvam means behaving the same with everyone. That is not right. Everyone has their own nature. If it is a terrorist, you have to kill that terrorist also. Then only you will be doing samatvam. And if it is someone, if it's a mother and she's watching her son doing something wrong or maybe abusing someone, she will give him a slap. She will stop him from doing anything wrong. So she is also in samatvam. Samatvam means dealing with everything as per their nature. That is the actual definition of samatvam. Seeing nothing as separate from me, never seeking to give pain to anyone, never trying to do what we call hinsa. Never trying to do hinsa to anyone. Yes, Manisha, you want to ask something?
Yes, I do actually.
Mhm.
So, um, I I hope I'm not skipping ahead or
Mhm.
something, but um, as you say that we should The behavior with whoever is doing something good or bad should be
Mhm,
in accordance with their nature also. And it
mhm,
is not purely about recognizing divinity in everyone and
mhm,
everything.
mhm.
How then does a person build that vivek, vivekam, that discernment? Because it is, it's very easy to say, vivek, use your
Mhm,
discernment, use your, wisdom.
mhm.
But how does a person build that? Is that something to be built purely using tapasya, or is it a variety of things? What does the Upanishad say about that?
Okay, I got your question. So, okay.
Okay.
So, actually, it seems very complicated, but it is very, very simple. What is everything in Vedic system has a principle. There is a principle. What is the principle? How would you like to be treated? How would you yourself like to be treated? So when you have done something wrong, shouldn't you get punished? Shouldn't you be stopped from doing that harmful? When you have done something wrong, would you not be like to told in a very polite way how to be, how to refrain from that? So apply that principle. The same way that you would treat yourself, huh, you
Yeah.
punish someone with love.
Yeah.
You scold them with love.
Yeah.
Mothers, whatever the mother does, it is always with love. Even if it
Yeah.
might seem,
Yeah.
yeah. So even if it might seem something harsh to the child,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
But of course, for the most part, we have to be loving. We have to
Hmm.
help everyone. We have to give to everyone whatever they need. And don't question too much about whether they will use it to their to the in the rightful manner. That you leave to God, right? Help as many people as possible, but yes, don't encourage someone's wrong behavior. That is the way it should be done, right? So
Okay.
in this way, tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. So that is the way which our Vedic system tells us to deal with all the situations in life. So now we understand this tyag and bhog also a little bit more, right? So what is this tyag? Tyag means something that I have to give up. It looks like that. है ना? Simple ways, in the simple way, it looks that only. Hmm. That tyag is something that you give up. Hmm. But is tyag just giving it up? So if you see our shastras, they will tell you that if you are doing a vratam, you are doing some kind of there is a penance like chaturmasya. So therefore that time you are eating very very less. At the end of that, at the end of chaturmasya, you have to give up about 72 kgs of food to the poor people. So tyag does not mean uh, 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 having control of yourself, limiting yourself, and then saving that money and keeping it like a miser in your almari, right? Whatever you save, you have to give also. That is the key concept of tyag, right? So tyaktena bunjita means whatever we need in our to sustain our life, we take the minimum possible. If we have more resources or if we are using more, एनालाइज कि मैं कम इससे कम में कैसे चल सकता हूँ या चल सकती हूँ एनालाइज दैट and we have so many procedures described in our scriptures. You use them, and whatever you save, then you give that. You donate also, not just so. Like if someone has sugar, so then he will also get punyam. He is not eating sugar. He is doing tapasya. He is not having sugar. No, no, because it is a natural condition because of which he is not able to. So that is not tyag. So tyag must always be accompanied by giving, right? Remember all that. So tyaktena bhunjita always implies this thing that whatever you have, first of all, you use to the minimum possible whatever you need. The rest you save and give. That is tyag. So if we look at tapasya, tapasya means in simple language, it means holding on to a higher thought for a longer period. A simple definition you will get everywhere. Holding on to a higher thought for the longest possible time in spite of all difficulties. So I am sitting in asana and I'm meditating. Someone is calling or suddenly the heat is increased, the room is becoming hotter. I will not move. So I will hold on to my tapasya or my japa or whatever I'm doing in spite of anything, right? So you have to hold on to that. There is a story told by a very uh, famous sadhak, is Narayan Dutt Shrimali. He was a very renowned tantra sadhak. I will tell some more stories about him also, but just one short one. So he was telling about how he is teaching this sadhana, Panchanguli sadhana, which is used for knowing the futures very fast, giving a very accurate prediction of future. And he would tell about how he would teach it to his students. And while teaching them, no, one or two, they would feel like scorpions were crawling on them, and they were in so much pain. So one of them managed to bear that pain, and ultimately he came out successful, and he was a very successful student of his. And there were a lot of them who didn't. They had similar kinds of obstacles, not just the scorpion one, different one, and they gave up. They couldn't take the pain, right? So in tapas, we have to have the ability to take up the pain. So that is one aspect. The second aspect is, by denying myself the things that I don't need, I also contribute back to society. मैं भी वापस आगे दूं. Unless I give back, my tapasya is not of any use, right? So that is also the key aspect of the next thing that follows from tapasya, that is dhanam, right? Dhanam. So we have to give dhanam according to whatever we have saved, and whatever a person who comes up to us will ask from us, right? So, and that does not mean that good will always come to you. Huh? Tapasya is making you stronger, the capacity to bear. So once someone asked Swamiji, one Swamiji, he said that what should I keep doing so that I will not have any problems in life. So he said, do you think yourself greater than Krishna, or do you think greater than Yudhishthir? So they did so much sadhana, so much tapasya, yet they had pain in their life. Lots of pain, in fact. So he laughed. So he said, don't expect that. Don't expect that. You will, if tough time is coming, it is a part of your growth. It is a part of your raising the bar for yourself. So you try to run, go jogging for 5 minutes after a long time. You will be tired. Your breath will start. But the moment you start to continue this, you increase your tapasya. Next day you'll be able to do 6 minutes, then 7 minutes, and so on. Or then continuously for 30, 40 minutes, or maybe for others who do it regularly, they can run for hour or more. Even more, few hours, they can continually jog. So we raise our capacity by tapasya, so that any strong situation comes, we are not going to be disturbed by it. So that does not mean that if we are going to live a good life, then strong situations or hard times will not come. Hard times are to be welcomed by the sadhak in whatever way possible, right? So that is the key. So in tapasya, we have to remember that we have to move towards this uh, position in our life where we are able to save something and give back to society. Then second aspect of that is, we have talked about the things that we have, जो हमारे पास है. Then what about the things others have, right? So there we have adhikar, or the right to ask from certain people. Like there is a student, brahmachari. So he can ask. The grihastha, he has to give always. He is always the one who gives to. Sannyasi, he will ask. Vanaprastha, he can give, he can ask. Both ways. दोनों है उसके लिए. So whatever others are giving to us, same way we also have to accept anything that is given to us as per our need only. And also it should be given to us freely and willingly. Sometimes, someone just asks you for formality's sake. You are going to someone's party, and then he's telling you what they are organizing another event, and you are invite yourself also to that party. So that that means you are not you are not invited. You just called to this particular event, right? So in this way, so many things happen. No, so many places that people are offering something, and we ask. Like I was telling about food also. So someone is coming to offer food. Someone will snacks from there. So he will not like it. No, even though he will not say anything, that person will not like it. So whatever others are also giving to us, we develop that same kind of feeling the same kind of, we can say, manners towards them, that we accept it with love, we accept it with gratitude, and we accept whatever only we need. So that in receiving also, we should take whatever is given to us. So as per our condition in life, right? So there are certain people we can always accept from. So that is like our parents, we can always accept from them whatever they give to us willingly, right? Same way at the highest level, our relationship with God, we can always ask. Jitna marji mango. Always, never shy, be shy. Yeah? Don't think you are too big not to ask from God. So He can give you everything, and whatever you justly need, you can always ask from Him, and He will give you. He will give you. The more your dependence, the child who is fully dependent on the parent will always give him whatever he needs, right? So He will never deny him. So in this way, we also can ask anything from God. But from others, tena tyaktena bhunjita. Don't ask something. So next line, or next part of the next line. Magridha kasya suddhanam. Don't snatch something. Don't take from something that they are not giving to you. Don't be attached to the things that you are getting from others. Kasya suddhanam. So whose is this wealth? किसी का नहीं है ये धन. This all the wealth belongs to the Lord only. So I don't need to desire after that. So that is the secret. As long as I don't desire or run after that, then I am in tune with my infinite nature. I am in tune with my infinite nature, and therefore I am able to have the backing of knowledge. I am able to have the backing of knowledge, and therefore I will enjoy things with that with that view of knowledge. ज्ञान दृष्टि से मैं उस भोग को enjoy करूंगा. So मागृध कस्य स्विद्धनम. Or in another way, it means मागृध कस्य स्विद्धनम is don't desire another person's wealth. किसी और के धन की इच्छा मत करो. That is also one of the common, you can say, translations of this fourth part of the verse. So Magridha Kasya Svidhanam. So this verse is so beautiful. It captures every aspect of healthy, beautiful living. Right? So my vision should be that I am the infinite consciousness that is pervading through everything. And therefore, whatever I enjoy through this body, I have to enjoy with the feeling of tapasya, or with the feeling of tyag. Tena tyaktena bhunjitaha. Because I should never run after my desire, because it is desire ultimately that binds, right? Karma will not bind you. And any action you do, karma will not bind you. That will come in the next verse. So karma will not bind you, but your desire binds you. So you can do anything as long as the desire is not there. So when the desire is not there, meaning that you are enjoying that only as a gift or as a blessing from God, right? So in this way, you learn to enjoy. Yes, you want to ask something.
So does this mean that whatever you're getting, that you have to work hard for?
Yes, otherwise you will not get, na. You have to do. That is why the Upanishad will say also that when you have come here to enjoy, you have also come to work.
Yeah.
So you will have to work, then only you will get.
You have to work hard to get progress.
To get progress. So you have to work as hard as possible.
Yeah.
As hard as possible every day of your life till the end of your life. So you have to keep working, because you have so much rinam, so much of debt from the whole of Srishti, whole of Prakriti, whole of nature. To clear that debt, we have to continuously keep working, keep generating lot of resources, so that we can keep giving back. So Magridha Kasya Svidhanam, whatever this wealth is, it all belongs to the Lord. So I keep on generating through my actions in enough wealth so that I can give back to the world. I can. So I do not separate kartritvam or doership from gyan. So usually what is the understanding that I am not a doer? That should be there. So that is there, of course, because the consciousness is working through me, right? ये चेतना ही तो मेरे through काम कर रही. So consciousness is working through me. So therefore, I am not going to think of myself as the doer, and therefore no desire will come, and therefore binding will also not come. So right now, what is happening? I am caught by my ego. अहंकार से ग्रसित हूं आई एम कॉट बाय माई ईगो, मैं कर रहा हूं, मैं खा रहा हूं, आई एम डूइंग, आई एम enjoying. So I become karta and bhokta. The moment I become karta and bhokta or doer and enjoyer, I am trapped. And therefore the karma phalam will always affect me. I will be worried. Why didn't I get what I worked for? I have been so good to everyone. Why do some people abuse me? So that will always come. So we don't have to treat those ups and downs of life and blame it on our own actions. Right? They are all coming to us as a part of our spiritual progress. And whatever action we do, whatever karma we do, we have to do it in the sense of offering to the Lord. Yat kinchi jagatyam jagat Ishavasyam. We have to do it as an offering to Ishvara. So when we do every karma with an offering to Ishvara, then we will not be trapped. So is there, if you have heard the story of Parshuram. So Parshuram, it is said he removed the Kshatriyas from the earth 21 times. 21 बार सारी पृथ्वी को क्षत्रियों से शून्य कर दिया. तो कहां से आए फिर क्षत्रिय? Where have the Kshatriyas come from now? He had removed all of them. Can you guess? So these stories they are working at the subtle level. So they are not talking about the physical cleansing of Kshatriya. Kshatriyatva means enjoyership. Kshatriya is the one who is involved in action, one who is enjoying everything, one who is involved in enjoying. So the one who is fixed in knowledge, who has cut the knot of ignorance, Parshuram, who has with his axe cut the knot of ignorance, and one who is enlightened. So Parshuram is one who has knowledge, right? So one who has knowledge, he will give up all the activities of all the karmas that come with, because how is knowledge coming through us? Through us 7 openings in the face. दो आंख, दो नाक, दो कान, एक मुंह. And these multiplied by 3 is the 3 gunas. Everything that we enjoy is endowed with the guna. It can be sattvic enjoyment, it can be rajasic enjoyment, it can be tamasic. Same item, same toy. That child is so so embroiled in that he will not give it up. So his enjoyment is tamasic. He cannot. I will have a rajasic enjoyment. I use it to play with the child, and at the end I will give up. The sattvic person, he is not affected by the toy. He doesn't feel that he needs the toy to keep his mind engaged, right? So same object can have all the 3. So 7 into 3, 21. So in 21 ways we become Kshatriya when we enjoy the world. So we have to kill those Kshatriyas 21 times. We have to remove our sense of doership 21 times. That is the secret of Parshuramji removing the Kshatriyas from the earth 21 times. It is not a physical story, right? So in
How
this
this
way,
sense of doership came then? If he destroyed all these, then still that sense of doership is there, no?
no, destroyed means he has overcome the sense of desire in all of those objects. So when he has given up his sense of desire, then his knowledge has come to the fore. Na? So now he will not be enjoying any of the objects with the sense of desire. He will be enjoying with Gyan Drishti. This is what we are talking about here. This is what we are going to enjoy the object. Magridha Kasyas Vidhanam. This is nothing belongs to me. So tena taktena bunjitaha. I will enjoy with the sense of tyag. So I don't trap myself in desire. Right? I can enjoy something without desire also. So until we destroy all those 21 Kshatriyas, until we destroy the 7 sense openings and their different gunas, then we will not be able to move from the bandhan, move from the bondage. So if we want to move away from the bondage, we have to get enlightened. Gyan drishti se hi hum bandhan se pare ja sakte hain. So therefore, Ishavasya Upanishad is telling us to go beyond this sense of bondage that ties us to this world, right? So until and unless we do this exercise regularly, we have to practice. We have to do japa, we have to do dhyan, we have to do parayanam, different puja. So whenever we do, it reminds us. So some people Sometimes we think that it is not necessary to do japa every day or not necessary to do sadhana every day. But that is not correct. So whenever we do sadhana, it reminds us every day. It sharpens our senses. So what is the activity that we are doing in sadhana? We are removing our mind from the sense objects, and moving inwards, right? So that short period becomes an exercise when we are removing our mind from the control of all of these vasanas. So once we are moving beyond the control, then it becomes a habit for us to the rest of the day, right? We focus on the nad, we listen to om chant within our mind, then slowly that chant becomes a part of our being. We can listen to it anytime during the day. Wherever we focus inwards, we can listen. So when we listen, what is that telling us? It is telling us that I am that infinite consciousness. I am not to be trapped by the entrappings of the world. I will move beyond them, and everything that I will do will be done in more efficient way. Right? When my mind is not clouded by desire, my mind functions better. My buddhi is glowing. My buddhi expresses everything very beautifully. And what is happening is I am also connected to the total intellect. The Ishvara has created this universe through Maya. Maya is what? Maya first is the creative power, but that creative power can come through what? The total intellect, the total buddhi. That is Hiranyagarbha also. Use another name for that. So Hiranyagarbha is the total mind. So I connect to that total mind, then only I am able to get the proper input of how everything is to do. So if we let our mind away, remove the mind from vasanas, all the time we are getting knowledge from the total mind. And for all of us, nothing special. Every one of us gets that inspiration internally. It is when we put our own ego to that. Key. I get a command internally and then I apply my own ego. No, I want to do it in this way. No, I want to do it in that way. What will happen if I do it? What will happen if I don't do it? What happened in the past? What will happen in the future? We are caught. So that is the essence of another sadhana that will come pick up later, Panchagni sadhana. So that also tells us how to perform to the best of our ability. It will come in this Upanishad. It is there in Chandogya also in very much detail. And it is there in Mundak Upanishad also. So through Panchagni sadhana, you can move towards that as to the vision where the past and the future become clear to you. Your mind becomes less clouded. So to make your mind less clouded, you have to do daily sadhana. You have to do daily japa or daily dhyan. So when you do that, the rest of the day, your mind functions at a higher level. So at a more optimum level. So in order to do that, we have to constantly do this sadhana. So I think it's time is up for today. So we'll wind up for today. We'll continue more of this in the next class. ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ